Welcome back to the channel and part 3 of a deeper look at the 10 Commandments. In the last video, we discussed the meaning of the 2nd through the 4th commandments. In this video, we'll continue with the 5th commandment. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. I used to interpret this verse to mean that we were to obey our parents. The verse does not say this. The Hebrew word for honor is important to look at. It is the Hebrew word kavod, which means to be heavy or to make weighty, as well as to honor. We should consider and give importance and weight to what our mother and father have to say. You can verify this by the scripture that deals with the negative side of not doing this as follows. And he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. Exodus 21:17. The word curseth is as follows. It is the Hebrew word kalal, which means to be or to make light. So it's the opposite of giving weight to your parents, is to make light of them. The importance of this commandment can't be denied. We are told that our life will be extended by observing this commandment. Paul says in the New Testament that this is the first commandment with promise. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. Ephesians 6:2-3. There's a logical reason for Paul to say this. In Deuteronomy 30, God sets 2 ways before the Israelites as follows. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. And that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments, and his statutes, and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land whither thou passest over Jordan to possess it. Deuteronomy 30:15-18. This verse implores the Israelites to love the Lord, walk in his ways, and keep his commandments in order to prolong your days. In Deuteronomy 11, the Israelites are commanded to teach their children God's law, or Torah. Note the following verse. And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Deuteronomy 11:19. I believe that the reason that we're supposed to give weight to what our parents say so that we can live longer is because they are supposed to be the ones who are teaching us to love the Lord, walk in his ways, and keep his commandments. If they're doing that, then giving weight to what they will say as a result will cause us to live longer. Okay, let's move on to the 6th commandment. Thou shalt not kill. The word kill in this verse is as follows. Ritzak, and it's a primitive root meaning to kill a human being. So the word means to kill a human being and not an animal. The true heart issue behind killing a person is hate, and Yeshua points this out. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. Matthew 5:21-22. Okay, let's move on to the 7th commandment. Thou shalt not commit adultery. The Hebrew word that is translated adultery is na'af, and it means to commit adultery or figuratively, to apostatize. So this seems to show that adultery can either be physical adultery, as between a man and a woman, or spiritual adultery, as between a human being and an idol, versus Yahweh. So between a man and a woman, I'll cover first. A woman is not permitted to have another husband. Therefore, a man cannot take another man's wife. However, a man is permitted, though not ideal, to have another wife, as the Torah makes provision for it, as follows. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, and if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn, by giving him a double portion of all that he hath. For he is the beginning of his strength, the right of the firstborn is his. Deuteronomy 21:15-17. This set of verses is a provision in the event that a man has more than one wife. If God had prohibited that, then he would have spelled that out. However, I do wish to point out this is not an ideal situation. Okay, between a person and an idol instead of Yahweh. This is what the old nation of the northern kingdom of Israel's great sin was. Note the following verses. The Lord said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, Thou hast seen that which backsliding Israel hath done. She is gone up upon every high mountain and under every green tree, and there hath played the harlot. And I said, after she had done all these things, Turn thou unto me. But she returned not. And her treacherous sister Judah saw it. And I saw, when for all of the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also. And it came to pass through the lightness of her whoredom that she defiled the land and committed adultery with stones and with stocks. Jeremiah 3:6-9. I think it can be clearly seen that there are two kinds of adultery we are commanded to avoid. The eighth commandment, thou shalt not steal. The word steal is the Hebrew word ganav, and it means to thieve, or by implication to deceive. This commandment seems pretty self-explanatory, but as opposed to just stealing physical things from someone, it also appears to mean to deceive as well, that we're supposed to stay away from deception. The ninth commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Neighbor is the Hebrew word re'ah, and it means brother, companion, fellow, friend, husband, lover, neighbor, another. It generally seems to mean anyone. The Torah expounds on this commandment and seems to teach that you reap what you sow. Note the following verses. If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition. And behold, if the witness be a false witness, and hath testified falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. So shalt thou put the evil away from among you. And those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you. And thine eye shall not pity, but life shall go for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Deuteronomy 19:16-21. The reason for this is found in the verse that precedes these verses. Note the following. One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity, or for any sin, in any sin that he sinneth. At the mouth of two witnesses, or at the mouth of three witnesses, shall the matter be established. Deuteronomy 19:15. I believe that the importance of this commandment becomes clear from the verses. Truthful witnesses are required to establish righteous judgment. Clear examples of the injustices that can happen when witnesses or false witnesses have been given to us in the Bible. One is Yeshua's trial, and two is the accusation against Stephen in Acts chapter 7. This brings us to the end of the third video in this series. Let me know if you found something from studying this. Thanks for watching.